I'm sure we've all heard that CPS doesn't affect Minecraft PvP, but you know, in reality, it kinda does. And the difference between clicking something like 7 or 8 CPS or 12 CPS, you know, it does make a difference, and I know this personally. So, do you want to click 12 CPS but don't know how to because you're just stuck with normal clicking and you don't know how to jitter click and you can't butterfly click, all that stuff? Well, guess what? There is a way to do it and it's really easy and you don't need to be able to jitter click or, you know, just hurt your finger like that. I don't want carpal tunneling or whatever it's called. I don't like jitter clicking. Basically, it's called double clicking. I can get like 12 to 14 CPS without actually clicking that many times, because I'm hitting my mouse in a way that makes it double click. Now, I'm only actually hitting my mouse like 6 or 7 times a second, but because I'm double clicking, it literally doubles it, as you might imagine, double clicking, double the CPS, you know. Yeah, but basically, to double click, it's pretty easy. What you want to do is you get your hand, put it on your mouse, and then you just slap the mouse button. Now, it does take a lot of practice, especially to get up to 12 or 14 CPS. It's a lot harder than it looks. But it took me about 15 minutes of just some practice when I first started to get to around 12 CPS. And look, I'm pretty consistent now, and this works in Minecraft PvP. I find it a lot easier than just, you know, normal clicking whatever. I can't aim with normal clicking for some reason, and I always find I just get destroyed. But as soon as I started double clicking, you know, everything just seemed so much easier. And, you know, one thing you will need to take note of is that not every single mouse can double click. If you have a Razer mouse, chances are you have optical switches, which are known for not being able to double click. There's a chance you might be able to, but, you know, it's a lot more difficult on a Razer mouse or a Logitech mouse that has a debounce timer built in. But if you do have a mouse like that, like this Glorious Model D or Glorious Model O, or even like a cheap office mouse, chances are it'll be able to double click. And if you go into your mouse's software settings, if you do have a mouse with software settings, try and find like a debounce timer, like in the Glorious software, or the I think there's like a few softwares have like a double click timer. Anything that says like double click or debounce, and lower it to like as low as it can go. So I think the Model D software goes down to 4 ms, which isn't bad, but there are mice out there which the software can go lower. But you know, you just want to put that down as low as possible. And then another thing you can do to help yourself get a more double clicks. And then if you want to go even further and you say, oh, okay, my mouse doesn't have a double click option in the software, or my mouse doesn't have a software, you can download this software called X mouse button something. I don't know. Again, I'm sure I'll bring up a screenshot or something. You can download that and go into the settings. I can't actually remember the exact way to go in to change the setting. Like I said, I'll bring up screenshots or something. And it has a debounce timer in it, which you can change. Now, I'm actually not sure if this actually helps, but if your mouse does not have software, it's better than nothing, right? And if you're desperate and your mouse just isn't double clicking, you can go do that, and boom. Chances are you'll be able to double click. Now, if you're finding double clicking is still hard, and you know, maybe you still can't do it, try hitting your mouse in different places. Like, some people find it easy to do it on an angle like this, or at the sides, close to the scroll wheel, close to the side. And you can do the same thing with your middle finger on the right click. Left, right click? I don't even know my left and right, so I'm kind of dumb like this. Okay, but, you know, right clicking, you can double click as well, and that's useful for bridging and stuff, you know, building up, all that generic Minecrafty stuff, which is just super useful, right? And, you know, if you learn how to do that, that's just really good. It's good to learn how to do it with both fingers. I actually find it with my middle finger, it's easier. Like, when I first learned to double click, double clicking on the left mouse button with my middle finger, like I'm doing now, was just super easy. And I still find it easier, but in terms of Minecraft PvP, it's just more useful to be able to click with your index finger, because switching between, you know, left, right click in PvP, it's not a great idea. And also, like, you know, me being a Skywars player, I need to use projectiles, which means I need to be able to use my middle finger on the right mouse button while clicking frantically with the left mouse button as well, you know, all that stuff. But basically, that's enough of me rambling on about how to double click. I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. One thing is that it is best with palm grip. If you use claw grip or fingertip grip, you can still do it, you just have to make sure your finger stays as flat as possible. See, it's harder, like this is, I think, fingertip grip, I'm not actually sure. I can still double click, but it's a little bit more difficult, but I may as well show you what it's like in PvP. So if I go into a Skywars duel and wait for everything to load in, we're gonna double click this round, and then the next round I'm gonna try normal click, and there's probably gonna be a difference. And now I know this isn't exactly a very fair test, but it should give you an idea. Like it's just so easy to double click on people. It makes things so much nicer. I did not get those pants, but see, I'm clicking like 14 CPS during this fight. It makes it so much nicer to do PvP with. Now, I can't actually see, because, you know, there's the CPS counter right at my crosshairs, but, you know, that was pretty easy. And with normal clicking, I'm sure I wouldn't have done as well. Now, I can normal click, like, abnormally fast. Like, most people, they normal click, like, 7-ish CPS. I can normal click, like, 8, 9, possibly 10, which is a bit faster than usual. But it should still make a difference. Like, I find it so hard to PvP with this, because you have to put so many inputs in and so much effort, and it just makes aiming harder. And I don't know, obviously the faster you click, the less knockback you take. There's all those things as well to keep in mind, but I can't aim with this. Yeah, I lost. No, I don't know. This might be a very unfair test, and I'm sure a lot of you might think, oh, this is just nonsense. But trust me, learn to double click. It'll do you good. Now, if I go to the lobby, oh, I'm in the duels lobby. If I go to the housing lobby, which is here, and I can go to my houses. This is where I do bridging practice and stuff, right? With double clicking, you can do things. Oh, okay. Well, let me just disable fly. You can do things like this. Okay, this is really annoying. Let me just turn CPS off. You can do things like moonwalking with double clicking. I'm not very good at it, but there's bridging methods you can do which use double clicking. And see, I'm not even crouching there, and I could like go up so fast. It's so useful in like Skywars games, being able to double click. It's also nice for clutching as well, because, you know, the more clicks you do, the more likely you are to place a block. You know, you see, look at that. That's just double clicking. I wasn't even crouching. That's how fast you can go with double clicking. It's so overpowered. And like, you know, you don't have to jitter click. You don't have to like break your fingers or anything. It's so easy. I'd highly recommend you learn it. But anyway, I hope you guys did find this helpful. If you need any more tips with double clicking or whatever, just leave a comment or whatever complaining that you can't double click and you need help. I'll answer all those to the best of my ability. But anyway, if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!